I make it look easy, and that's the difference. I'm sure when up here on the fence, I try again, it's all pretend. I burn all over you.
And out the window with your guard down. Me into the waves of the day start to fray like a loose ground. You're not the king of California. 3 a.m. there's nothing for you. When you start to reveal nothing's really what you feel. I could have warned you. 'Cause I know. Show, baby, when you burn low, even through my
Yan no, may hatan na.
Kakek yang kayu kan? Kakek dia kakek yang kayu ya. Kayu baru boleh kan?
I've always loved the way you look at me. Stare at the stars, feel the summer breeze. Taking my time to align all the thoughts in my head. If you need me, I'll be waiting for you. If you want me, nothing I wouldn't do. I hope you're feeling it too. Will you take my hand so we can run away? Save our problems for another day. Yeah. It's you and me, girl, there's no other way. Yeah. Yeah, I need you to promise that you'll stay. We'll never run out of things to talk about. I don't know how I ever lived without you holding me in the night. Feel alive knowing that if you need me, I'll be waiting for you. If you want me, nothing I wouldn't do. I hope you're feeling it too. Will you take my hand so we can run away? Save our problems for another day. Yeah, I know in the end it'll be okay. It's you and me, girl, there's no other way. Yeah, take my hand so we can run away. Save our problems for another day. Yeah, I know in the end it'll be okay. It's you and me, girl, there's no other way. Yeah, yeah, I need you to promise that you'll stay. Never waste my time, you are I want. Neither of us wanna be alone. Breathing in your love or your touch. Oh, it's what I'm living for. Say I'll never waste my time, I'm all you want. Oh, yeah, we live it up, I know for sure that I'll always be yours. We could be spending time, chasing nights, cruise the one until we see the sunrise. Hit our line, we align. Every night with you's the time of my life. Baby, don't feel no pressure. And you make everything easy, everything except leaving on. I'll never make you my enemy. Can't get enough of your energy. I'll let you feel in the same way. And we live it up, I know for sure. I'll always be yours. We could be spending time, chasing nights, cruise the one until we see the sun.
never not to from where you came. With life, it gets you down, steals you down, and breaks your will. Oh, life, I'll pick you up, brush off the dirt, and hold you still. I will tell you when you're older how I loved you just the same. It only matters where we're going, never mattered where you came. And go to sleep, my darling.
Bye.
my time, you are I want. Neither of us wanna be alone. Breathing in your love or your touch, oh, it's what I'm living for.